Welcome back inside the DTECH Interview Studio presented by OATI out at DTECH 2026 in sunny San Diego, California. I'm joined for a few minutes here by Doug Jeademann, VP of R&D at Landis+Gyr, to talk a little bit about how Landis+Gyr is helping in this grid transformation that we're constantly talking about here in these conversations at DTECH. Doug, first, thank you for your time. And second, people listening or watching this video might know the name Landis+Gyr. You guys have been around for more than 100 years. You would hope we know the name by now. But exactly how are you a part of this transformation that we're in right now? And how are you working with utilities to improve and modernize the grid?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. And first, let me start by saying what an event, right? DistribuTech is phenomenal. Each year it grows. The insights, the networking is fantastic across the industry. Landis+Gyr is a global energy technology company, delivering solutions focused on safety, reliability, resiliency, sustainability, all the things important to our utility customers. We pride ourselves on being a trusted partner to our utilities in the electric, gas, and water space, really supporting utilities through long-term technology transitions as opposed to short-term technology hype cycles, trying to deliver really forward, technology-forward solutions that protect our utilities' investments for the future while delivering them return today. In short, Landis+Gyr, in 3 words, intelligent energy delivered.
That intelligence part of it is so essential to utilities. We think about for decades, it was poles and it's wires and it's analog technology and it's one-way power flow. And that's just simply not the way the grid is working anymore. You handle the R&D at Landis+Gyr. From that R&D perspective, what have you learned about the way utilities are thinking about the grid today?
Well, today it's a unique environment for utilities. They're dealing with complexity and speed of change like never before, whether it's unprecedented load growth, whether it's speed of technology transition. Utilities have a need for actionable intelligence and real-time visibility from edge to enterprise. The historical meter reading data just isn't enough anymore. And from a bigger picture perspective, the architecture of the platforms they deploy are what make the difference. You have to set that platform properly to provide the needs for today, but the future-proofing for tomorrow to ensure the longevity of the investment.
Every utility is built differently. So I give you guys credit at Landis+Gyr for being able to have cogent conversations with someone with just a small system and a small budget versus one of the big boys out here in California who have got, thousands or millions of data points that they need looked at. And every utility ergo is evolving at a different rate. And so these modernization conversations that you're having have got to be on different levels and different speeds. How do you manage all that?
Yeah, what's important to us is a future-ready standards-based platform. So from communication protocols to head-in system to analytics, the idea that each utility is different and it's not a single path for any one. You have to have a solution that can support that. And again, it's about the architecture and foundation to support multiple vendors, multiple generations of technology, the varying different use cases that you see across the industry. And that's where our approach on open standards and interoperability really matters. They allow utilities to add capabilities over time, integrate new technologies and vendors, react to changing market conditions or supply chain constraints without having to rethink the foundation. It's what really allows AMI to move beyond just the billing system into an operational platform for the grid.
I don't know if anybody on Kalshi or Polymarket took odds on whether or not I would say AI in every single interview I had at the DTECH Interview Studio. But if you did, I'm sorry, you're not going to cash yet because I'm going to bring it up again.
Yeah.
AI, it's an integral part. It's already in control rooms. Utilities are adopting it in myriad ways to improve their systems and take what are normally, complex, disparate data points and making sense of them for the first time. How is Landis+Gyr helping with that AI transition? And in which ways are you in those utility control rooms, helping with that process?
Yeah, and look, there's an intersection between, let's say, the load growth and AI in the operational level. And AI-driven data centers are creating large, concentrated, power quality sensitive loads. And safely managing that load requires much more granular real-time visibility at the grid edge. AI can help, but only if the underlying platform is designed to continuously capture the high-resolution waveform data and operationalize it. Without that, AI is really more theoretical. That's why we see the grid edge and grid sensing in particular as a critical. When the edge becomes an intelligent sensing and computing layer, it enables AI-driven applications that utilities can actually operationalize and use day to day. And in that scenario, AI really becomes a decision partner that will better drive outcomes for the customers.
Doug, I'm so glad you brought up the AI part of this because it is becoming more and more of that decision-making partner for utilities as it finds its way into the control room. But when we're talking about grid edge intelligence, that's kind of word salad in a way. What do utilities really want to see at the grid edge? What are they actually measuring that makes a difference for them?
Yeah, it really comes down to visibility. Traditional metering data just isn't enough anymore. Utilities need real-time, high-resolution insight from the grid edge to enterprise. High-resolution waveform data, 1 megahertz sampling, for example, enables use cases both today and tomorrow. Waveform level data, like what's on the Revelo platform, enables power quality insights, anomaly detection, location awareness, safety use cases, and much more. Edge computing enables faster decision-making and issue resolution.
Last but not least, I want to talk about AMI 2.0. Utilities that are working through this process at different speeds, that, like we mentioned a moment ago, what should they be prioritizing in that journey to 2.0?
Yeah, and look, there's a lot to it in the business case development, et cetera. But when looking at the technology side of things, I think you really have to prioritize the architecture first. You've got to build that solid foundational platform that enables you to carry forward into the future. You have to choose openness, flexibility, longevity. AMI should really be a foundation for the business, not a constraint for it. And really, when you look at unified standard platforms, that's really what enables that. And when it's all said and done, AI and technology play important roles, no doubt. But at the end of the day, the people remain critical to the success of the project and the transformation. Choosing the right partner can multiply the impact of results, and we believe Landis+Gyr is that partner.
You hear that, people? You are important. It's not just the machines taking over. Doug Jeademann of Landis+Gyr, really appreciate you finding some time for us at the DTECH Interview Studio. Thanks for coming out to the event and for everything you do.
Yeah, fantastic. Appreciate the time.